Hello friends, good to see you back in CloudPedagogy. In the last two sessions, we have talked about how an IT on-premises roles and their responsibilities. Also, we discussed four AWS cloud job roles, responsibilities and their competencies. In this lesson, we will explore how on-premises job roles compare to AWS cloud job roles. We are trying to map the roles in both environments on-premises and cloud. Now, Rohi has a good idea of high-level AWS cloud roles and want to determine how the roles compare from on-premises to an AWS cloud environment. She will need to evaluate her current team and assess where they will fit in a new cloud-based structure. The greatest impact for Chief Technology Officer is that her leadership level team will become more streamlined and create efficiencies and opportunities for innovation. Because of shared responsibilities, some responsibilities will fall to the AWS cloud team to manage that previously had to be managed by the on-premises team. So let's see how it can happen. The database administrator role provides an example of how moving to the cloud can create opportunities for innovation. On-premises database administrators spend a lot of time worrying about issues such as patches, updates, procurements, and other maintenance tasks. Moving to the cloud means that many of those tasks are now handled by AWS. This frees up some time for the database administrator to explore innovations to optimize their database or investigate efficiency models. Now we learn about which role translates to the AWS architect. The IT solutions architect typically moves directly into the cloud architect role. This is typically a lateral move for an IT solution architect. Their day-to-day concern changes from on-premises issues with hardware, HVAC or server upgrades, for example, to a focus on cloud technology. An example of a task for a cloud architect might be to assist a system administrator who needs help with an integration. Next, we learn about which roles translate to AWS system operations and AWS system administrator roles. System, network, and desktop administrators fall into this category. System administrators install, support, and maintain computer systems and servers. Network administrators design, install, configure, and maintain LAN and WAN. Security administrators install, configure, manage, monitor, and enforce security solutions. The desktop administrators deploy, configure, secure, manage, and monitor devices and applications. AWS System Operations Professional and AWS Security Administrators fall into this category. When an organization migrates to the cloud, there is no longer a need for high-level administrators for each of the on-premises roles. AWS System Operations. As an example, an on-premises system administrator might move into the AWS System Operations or SysOps role. In this role, they oversee the server, network, and desktop teams. Next, AWS Security Administrators. The team member who wants the network or security administrator often fills the AWS Security Administrator role. Now we learn about which roles translate to AWS DevOps Administrator. Database and application development administrators come into this category. Database administrators direct or perform installation and maintenance of databases in the IT environment, whereas application development administrators keep the organization's application up and running. AWS DevOps administrators build and operate fast and scalable workflows. DevOps administrators implement continuous build, integration, deployment, and infrastructure as code. They review and recommend operational improvements. DevOps administrators also perform application testing and recovery. A DevOps administrator in the cloud is no longer as dependent on the other teams to complete their release cycles. They collaborate with others, such as developers and DevOps engineers, to design and build automation solutions. It is common for an application administrator to move into the DevOps role. Database administrators can also move into this role, but there might be more of a learning curve as they must learn about the data operations pipeline. DevOps administrators typically oversee database and developer teams. Remember that each business is different and organization of roles and teams will vary from company to company. Rohi has reimagined her organization in an AWS cloud environment and sees tremendous potential for innovation within her IT department. After comparing the roles, she makes a new organization chart, identifies knowledge gaps and opportunities, and creates a plan to build her IT cloud competencies. Now, Rohi is excited about the efficiencies the AWS cloud will bring to her organization. She is even more excited to see what innovations and changes will happen now that her current team can learn new skills and have time to focus on new projects. Good, now you got an idea on how the roles work from on-premises to cloud. Now let's check our knowledge on roles so far that we have covered. So let's be ready for your knowledge check. Let's start with our first question. Which cloud job role must be proficient with configuration management and changes? So the system administrator must be proficient with configuration and management changes. Next one, which cloud job role must be proficient with programming scripting languages? Yes, you're absolutely correct. The DevOps administrator must be proficient with programming scripting languages. The third one, which cloud job role is the AWS cloud subject matter expert for your business? Of course, the cloud architect is the AWS cloud SME for your business. Next, which cloud job role oversees database and developer teams? Of course, the DevOps administrator oversees database and developer teams. Finally, which on-premises IT job role maps to the AWS cloud architect job role? The IT solution architect maps to the AWS cloud architect job role. Hope you have got all questionnaires with the correct answers. Well, I think that's all I have to say for this time. But I hope to be back soon. Until then, take care and keep learning.